Hey folks, Brian, we got to play RQG tonight. Um, Work's been real busy, and I had a class that just ended, so I have not been able to invest as much prep time as I would like into my sessions. So here I am, 20 minutes before game time, printing off NPC sheets, going through the scenario, highlighting stuff, going, where are we doing? What's happening? What's going to go on? Um, so if if you listen to the live play, if that's your thing, it's in the description. There's lots of where I've got dead time, where I'm looking stuff up, I'm double checking where things said things, and where I actually start. I had to load up a new map, and I had to adjust the hex scale because it was off. Surprise, surprise, things are going too fast, and so it was a kind of a slow night. Um, we started later than normal because I had a couple players that had to wave off, and we ended up shutting down early because I had two players. Well, one has been battling headaches all day, and he just reached his limit. He couldn't go anymore. And another fellow who has to get up early to take his family on the ferry tomorrow morning, so he had to cut out at 11. So we got maybe 2 hours of game time in, which is not bad. I mean, every hour of RQG is a good hour, right? So we start off the naiads there, but nope. She gives her spiel. I redo the spiel, right? I would speak with thee, and then like nobody says anything. So okay, she starts gurgling out some information. Will you help me? And finally, somebody says something like, "Yeah, if it's not against my commitments to my god and cult, sure, I'll help you out." So she goes over and does this connection thing with it. Puts her finger over their lips and says, "Will you?" Um, what was the word I used? It's probably not even in here. Pledge. Will you pledge to aid me? And when the person says yes, they gain this loyalty passion to Scylla. She's the naiad of this river. And in exchange, she grants them the power to breathe water and to speak with fish. At first, I was thinking, some kind of temporary ability, like you've got the rune spell breathe water, right? But I decided just to make it easy, right? It's not like they're going to be actually swimming in water. It's not going to be an issue anyway. But anyway, so that's what gives them these powers. And eventually, somebody else did, and somebody else did. Finally, got everybody fine. Okay, we're all doing this thing good. Um, and then somebody did ask, we don't know how to row boats very well. Can you have the river guide us properly? Yeah, not a problem. River takes them right up to the beach. There's 5 bodies out there of these humans who have been all tore up. I say humans because the scenario I'm converting, Zamoses cleansing. There we go. Oh, by Moon Design, by the way, or Design Mechanisms for Mithras, which used to be RQ6. Um, the NPCs, the neutral NPCs in this scenario are cat people. Panthars are called. And I changed those into Basmoli, right? The lion type Hushin is how you say it. The were people, right? The lion versions of the Telmori that were in Rothios, and they just came over the mountains into this part of Lunar Tar. So, hey, it fits, it works. I made it happen. Um, so they. That's why I said humans, right? So there's these 5 dead human bodies on the river because they've been tore up with claws and stuff. Because these, they got their lions like the Telmori have their wolves, right? But they've also got their rune spells that give them claws, or transform self, and that kind of stuff. Um, and the scenario says that the cat people have all been taking damage, right? So just give them uh, half hit points in a couple of locations to represent the fact they've been in battles and going. But half these guys got heal spells, so it's just it's been a day. They burn up magic points and regenerate them all. So that's not an issue. But rune points though. Maybe they burned up some of the rune points. So most of these Basmoli have burned up their rune points, so they can't change anymore. Um, but they get there, they see that these people have been tore up. There's cat claws out there and bare feet and the boots. And there's a couple of the Smoley that are they're called Modikine. Shoot, what are these guys called? Modikine. That's what they call themselves, the Modikine, the cat people, right? But I just gave that the name of the tribe of the Basmoli, right? Excuse me. So there's a couple of scouts watching what's going on, and one of the players said, "Hey, when we ran into these guys before, do they have some kind of special, hand greeting gestures, that kind of thing, or whatever?" No, they would have something. I don't know what a lion would, but I kind of envision some kind of Roman salute, I think, of the chest, handout kind of deal, or something like that. Maybe that's more Nazi-ish, but so don't worry about that. But something like that, right? And so yeah, there was some kind of version. So he's thinking they're up there somewhere. So he does this symbol, and everybody makes some scan rolls. Um, and yeah, somebody can see there's movement up there. Somebody got special. Yeah, these Madakeen folks. They stand up. One takes off down the path. The other comes walking over. They go up, meet, and talk. And sure enough, this was one of the Madakeen from the hunting party they ran into. And so, hey, yeah, I know you guys. We met. I think I don't remember your name. But so they meet up, and he brings them all up. So we get to the top of the plateau of this island. And it was just as I was reading some of the stuff, I realized why it's called the Flooded Temple. And it's not because it's been underwater. It's a magical feature of the temple that the party will run into later. But so some of the preconceptions I've been running with just start falling apart. That's why you should familiarize with the scenario. Read it over and over and over and over again. But they get up there, right? There's a couple of dead Madakeen. There's Red Eye, the Madakeen who's been poisoned, is freaking out. He's been all tied up so he doesn't hurt himself. He's got his lion there. His lion's not letting anybody get near him, kind of thing, right? Get away. And then there's actually 8 of these Madakeen up there. I had pawns for them, but off the side invisible. But they're lions as well, right? Well, I suppose I could have killed some of the lions, maybe. Or some of the Madakeen for that matter. But anyway, but the real players are, right? You've got White Leg and you got Red Eye. And White Leg's under a lot of stress because he's trying to replace his adopted father. The head man who's been poisoned is going through all this turmoil and can't be doing anything. And he's trying to handle everything, plus find ways to get this guy healed, and the pressure of command just romping on him. And so his demeanor has changed completely from what the party ran into when they were met them with the hunting party. Of course, back from the hunting party, he gets to his village and it's all destroyed. And there's, these dead, bandits there, the cultists, and so they go downriver looking for, because some of the boats are gone. They go follow them down, and they get up to the island. There's some more killing, and that kind of thing happens. So he's stressing, and he, start barking orders at people. Do this, do that. You guys stay here. Arrestor goes to, guard Irvana from any river creatures. What are you doing? Get back over here! And so there's a little confrontation interaction there. And they do go searching for this plant that's supposed to be able to heal this poison, and they find some. Irvana's really good at that kind of stuff, and she, in fact, completely random, right? Because um, treating poison is like number 6 on the 1 through 10 thing, and so sure enough, twice, 6 twice. So okay, yeah, he's got stuff. It turns out she had about 7 doses worth of this healing stuff for this particular kind of poison. Um, and she does her thing, and but then there's another confrontation with the guy who's freaking out on the ground with his hallucinations. I know, get him to calm down and that kind of thing. So she uses her harmony to augment her aura rate to get him to calm down and relax, drink the stuff, and it's successful. So okay, he gets healed up. He's a little weak and stuff, but he gets up and he starts, congratulating them. They sing their songs of praises to their ancestors, and he gives his spirit to Whiteleg, saying, "Go and kill the shaman, rid us of these bandits, and destroy the artifact." So there's some discussion about artifact again. And while the only people who know what the artifact actually looks like are, well, the party, because they did some research on it, and Dianthe, because she did research on it. Otherwise, everybody just knows that there's this artifact, and it's got powers that are affecting things. Like Scylla said that the artifact had restrained her. She had just recently become conscious of what's going on, and she can't leave the river. She's bound to the water, and she knows it's tied to this artifact, and she knows it's in the temple. She sent a couple of her sisters, and they've not returned. So she's, and the party's picking this stuff up. They're talking with her and talking with others and stuff. Something's going on, right? And there's a couple of instances of comments about the temple and who made it and why and how it's being used. Because the temple, as I understand it, was made by the Mad King for the Mad King anciently, right? But then the sorcerer took over this particular temple and turned it into this summoning thing for building his artifact to capture powers of the river. But sometimes they talk about that the sorcerer actually made the temple. Well, the sorcerer made the temple. Why the Mad King worshiping there? And it's just a little bit of disconnect. But a lot of it could simply be that I haven't read through it enough to find all the gaps in the information and tie things together, because that's what's been happening as I've been going through this. Oh, that's how that connects this. Oh, that's how that connects. That kind of thing. So, they heal Red Eye. Red Eye gives his spear to Whiteleg, tells him to go do the stuff. He tells the players, go. Kill the bandits, beware of the shaman, destroy the artifact. So that's their mission. And then they go about doing that. It's at this point that I convey across your bales that, this whole island has not actually been submerged the entire time, which is what I initially thought. Flooded temple, right? It's been flooded by the river, but the river's gone down, so the temple's up. No, the temple's always been up. It's just that because it's called the flooded temple, people are weary of it because of curses and whatever, and so they just stay away from it. So there's a little portico a little portico that juts out into the river, because people at one time had been here to worship the river gods. There's naiads on the door, and there's these motifs and water stuff and all these cool things, right? They get to the door, but the door is blocked shut. And at this point, there's some conversation going on with questions and things, and I'm trying to fix my map, and one of the players says, "Hey guys, I can't last much longer. I'm gonna go, and it's getting time for my other player to go. So hey, let's just stop right here. This is a good spot, and we'll continue next time." So that's how it went. A little bit of RP, not and skill rolling. No combat yet. One spell because the shaman summoned his fetch to himself, so they're combined to test the power levels of the naiad, which is within range of their combined power of 33. happy gaming.